Before you do anything else this morning, before you check your messages, before you scroll, before you let the weight of the day find you, take one slow breath right now. Just one. Let it out. And let this be the very first thing your heart does today. Give thanks. Not because everything is perfect. Not because yesterday was easy. Not because you have it all figured out. But because you woke up. Because there is still breath in your body. Because God's mercy, the same mercy that has carried you through every hard season, every sleepless night, every moment you thought you could not take one more step, that mercy is new this morning. It did not run out. It did not grow tired of you. It showed up again, the way it always does, quiet and steady and sure. That is what this moment is about. Not a long list of requests, not a performance, not the right words spoken in the right order. This is a moment to stop before the day begins and say, thank you, just that. Thank you, God. Before the to-do list, before the worry, before the news. Thank you. That one posture, that one decision to be grateful first, changes everything about how a day unfolds. And if you have never tried it, you are going to feel the difference today. There is something about gratitude that the enemy of your soul does not want you to discover. Because the moment you begin to count what you have instead of cataloging what you lack, your perspective shifts completely. The moment you recognize the mercy that got you to this morning, not your effort, not your goodness, not your luck, but the mercy of a God who decided you were worth one more chance, one more sunrise, one more opportunity to get it right, something lifts. Something that was sitting heavy on your chest becomes just a little more manageable. That is not a trick. That is not positive thinking. That is what gratitude does when it is real, when it is pointed at the right source. So wherever you are right now, sitting up in bed with the room still dark and the rest of the house still asleep, standing in the kitchen waiting on the coffee and already dreading what the day holds, or out in your car in a parking lot before you walk into a job that takes something out of you every single day, or maybe you are on a bus on the way somewhere and you found this prayer at exactly the right moment. This prayer is for you. Every word of it. You belong in this moment. God sees exactly where you are. He knows the address. He knows the chair you are sitting in. He knows what is on your mind before you even organize it into words. And He is not disappointed in you. He is not tired of you. He is glad you are here. Let's go to Him together. Father, I come before you this morning with a full heart. Not a perfect heart. Not a heart that has everything together or a life that looks the way I once thought it would. But a heart that is grateful. A heart that has made a decision, before the day shows me what it is, to recognize what it could too easily take for granted. And so I start here, Lord. I start with thanks. Not with a request. Not with a complaint, not with an explanation of everything that is wrong. I start with thanks. Thank you for the morning. Thank you that my eyes opened when so many others did not. Thank you that somewhere tonight, in a bed somewhere in this world, someone will not wake the way I woke. And yet here I am, still here. Waking up is not nothing. Being given another day is not a small thing. I have treated it like it is automatic. I have treated it like it is owed to me. Forgive me for that. Because it is not owed, it is given. And I receive it this morning as the gift it is. Thank you that my lungs drew breath without my permission, without my effort, without my awareness. I did not manage to keep my heart beating through the night. I did not maintain the oxygen in my blood while I slept. You did that. You sustained what I could not sustain on my own. And that is exactly the kind of God you are. You uphold what would collapse without you. You keep what cannot keep itself. And you have been keeping me in ways I do not even have language for. Thank you for your mercy. The mercy that looked at every wrong turn I made last week, last month, last year, and did not turn away. The mercy that did not give me what my choices deserved. The mercy that covered me when I was not even thinking about you. The mercy that was active on my behalf in seasons when I was running in the opposite direction. I did not earn that. There is no version of my life where I earned that. And yet here I stand, still standing, still breathing, still held by something stronger than my own capacity to hold on. Thank you for your grace. The grace that stepped in where I fell short. The grace that filled in the gaps between my effort and what was actually needed. The grace that walked into rooms before I did and prepared things I could not have prepared on my own. The grace that softened what should have been harder. The grace that opened what should have been shut. I have seen it working in my life even in the times when I could not name it at the time. Looking back, I can see it now. The turn I made that I cannot fully explain. The connection that happened in a way that made no natural sense. The moment where everything was about to go one way and something shifted. That was you. That was grace, moving quietly in the background of my ordinary days. And I am grateful. Thank you for your faithfulness. You have never broken a promise. Not once. Not in all of human history. Not in my personal story. Every word you have ever spoken has come to pass or is still on its way, still being carried toward the people who need it, still moving through time toward the moment of its fulfillment. I may not always understand your timing. I have prayed things and waited longer than I thought I would have to wait. I have hoped for things in seasons where hope cost me something. I have believed for things that other people said were not coming. But you have never once failed. And that is not a small thing. In a world where promises are broken every day, where plans fall apart, where people leave and institutions crumble and the ground itself seems to shift, you remain. You are the same yesterday and today and forever, and I am standing on that truth this morning. Thank you for the ordinary things I have rushed past. Thank you for clean water, for a roof that held through the night, for a body that, even imperfect and sometimes aching, still carries me through another day, for the ability to read or to hear, for a mind that still works, for food, whether it was enough or more than enough. Food was there. Thank you for the people in my life, the ones I love, the ones who show up, the ones whose voices make things feel less heavy simply by speaking. Thank you for the memory of people who are gone now, whose influence is still alive in me. Thank you for the strangers who have been kind at exactly the right moment. Thank you for the neighbor who waved, for the person who held the door, for the small, almost invisible kindnesses that kept a difficult day from becoming an impossible one. Thank you for what I still have, even after everything I have been through. I have lost things. I have lost people. I have lost seasons and opportunities and versions of my life that will not come back. But there is still more grace in my life than grief. There is still more mercy than misery. There is still more reason to praise than to complain. Even if in this exact moment the complaints feel louder than the praise. Help me hear the praise over the noise today. Help me remember when the day gets loud. What I named here this morning. Help me keep this perspective, this posture of gratitude alive in me from this first moment all the way through to the last. I want to surrender something to you this morning, Lord. I want to take a real moment here, not a quick passing moment, but a real one, to open my hands and put down what I have been holding too tightly. I surrender my worry about the future, the questions that come at me before my feet hit the floor. What is going to happen? How is this going to work? What if things do not turn around? What if the news keeps getting worse? What if I cannot hold it together? What if I fail at the thing that matters most to me? I am giving those to you. Not because they are small, not because the stakes are not real. They are real, and the stakes are high, and I feel that. But because you are bigger than every single one of them, and carrying them myself has never once made them smaller, has never once moved me closer to an answer, has only made me more anxious, more exhausted, more certain that I am on my own. And I am not on my own. So today I choose to release what I cannot carry into hands that were never struggling under the weight to begin with. I surrender my need to have everything figured out. I have spent too many hours trying to think my way through things that only faith can walk through. I have tried to plan my way out of situations that only trust could navigate. I have white-knuckled my way through seasons that were asking me to simply let go and follow. Today I choose something different. Today I choose to trust that you can see what I cannot see. That you can reach places I have no access to. That your perspective on my life is wider and deeper and longer than anything I can assemble from where I am standing. I do not need to understand everything, I need to trust the one who does, and I trust you. I surrender my need to control what happens to the people I love. I have held on to them too tightly sometimes. I have tried to fix things in their lives that I did not have the power or the right to fix. I have lost sleep over their choices and their pain and the things happening in their lives that I cannot stop. I love them. That love is real, but I am handing them to you this morning. They were yours before they were mine. You love them more than I do, and that is almost impossible to imagine, but I believe it is true. Take them, watch over them, do what I cannot do for them, in them, through them. I surrender my fear. The fear about the medical situation I am watching closely and trying not to think about too much. The fear about what is happening with someone in my family that I cannot talk about out loud to very many people. The fear about money, whether the account will hold, whether the income will come, whether I can make it to the end of the month without something falling apart. The fear about a relationship that feels unsteady, where I do not know what the next conversation is going to bring. The fear about a door that has not opened yet, a phone that has not rung, a piece of news that I am still waiting on. The fear about my own health, the thing the doctor mentioned, the symptom I have been ignoring because I do not know what I will do if I find out what it means. All of it. I hand you all of it. You did not give me a spirit of fear. That is not what you have for me. That is not what you intended for the person you made. And so today I am refusing to let fear run my day. It has run enough of them. I surrender the offense I have been carrying. The hurt that surfaces when I am least expecting it. The thing someone did or said, maybe recently, maybe years ago, that still sits in a corner of my heart like a stone I keep stubbing my toe on. I know what I am supposed to say about forgiveness. I have said it. But saying it and actually releasing it are different things. And if there is still weight in me around this, I am admitting that now, because you already know. I do not have the strength to carry forgiveness on my own. I do not have the strength to manufacture it from sheer willpower. So I am asking you to do in me what I cannot do by trying harder. Soften that place. Move that stone. Release me from the obligation of holding this, because I want to be free more than I want to be right, and I cannot be both. I surrender my plans, the ones I made carefully and the ones that fell apart. The timeline I had in my head for how my life was supposed to go. The version of my life I pictured when I was younger. The relationships, the career, the security, the ease that looks nothing like where I actually am right now. I give you that gap between expectation and reality. I give you the sadness that lives in that gap sometimes. The quiet grief of a life that took a different shape than I anticipated. Fill it with your purpose. Your plan is better than mine even when I cannot see it. I believe that. Sometimes I only barely believe it. But I believe it. And today I am asking you to help me live like I believe it, not just think it. Now I come to you with the needs that are real and pressing, Lord, because you already know them. There is no point in pretending they are not there. You are not a God who is bothered by our needs. You are not a God who wants us to come to Him only when we have cleaned ourselves up and gotten our act together. You are a God who said ask, who said seek, who said knock, who said come to me, all of you who are carrying heavy things, and I will give you rest. So here it is, Lord. Here are the heavy things. I ask for healing this morning. Healing for this body that has been through things. Healing for the bones that ache before the day even starts. The joints that stiffen through the night and protest in the morning. The inflammation that has taken up residence and does not want to leave. Healing for nerves that misfire, that send signals of pain that serve no good purpose anymore. Healing for lungs that labor, every breath a little more work than it should be. Healing for a heart that is working harder than it was designed to, beating out of rhythm sometimes, carrying more than it should have to. Healing for blood pressure that climbs under the weight of constant stress. Healing for tissue that has been through surgery and is still trying to find its way back to normal. Healing for a back that has been wrong for so long that some days I have forgotten what it felt like when it was right. Healing for the thing that the doctor named and the thing that has not been named yet. You know the name for everything that is happening in this body. You formed it. You breathed life into it. You know what wholeness looks like for me? Not a general, average wholeness, but the specific wholeness that was intended for this body, this person, this life. I am asking you for that. Not resignedly. Not as someone who has already accepted defeat. I am asking with the faith of someone who knows you can do this, because you have done it before. Because the word says you are the God who heals, not who healed, past tense, for people a long time ago. Who heals. Present, active, available. Today, I ask for healing that goes deeper than the body. Healing for the part of me that is tired in a way that sleep does not fix. The deep tiredness that comes from years of carrying things, from chronic stress, from loving hard in difficult circumstances, from showing up for everyone and having very few people ask how I am doing. That kind of tired needs something more than rest. It needs restoration. The kind that only comes from you. Healing for grief that still lives somewhere beneath the surface. The loss of a person I loved who is no longer here, whether they left by death or by choice or by circumstances too complicated to explain in a few words. The loss of a season of life that was good and is now gone. The loss of who I thought I was going to be. That grief is real, even when it is quiet, even when no one around me knows I am still carrying it. You know, heal it. Not in a way that erases the memory of what was lost, but in a way that makes it possible to live fully in what is still here. Healing for anxiety that wraps itself around ordinary moments and makes them feel dangerous and enormous. The anxiety that makes a ringing phone feel like a threat. The anxiety that turns a routine decision into an ordeal. The anxiety that lies awake at 2 a.m. with a script of everything that could go wrong. I have tried to manage it. I have tried to reason with it, but it does not respond to reasoning. It only responds to a peace that is bigger than my ability to manufacture it. Give me that peace, Lord. The real kind. Healing for depression that has made some days very dark and some mornings very hard to face. The low that settles in without warning and makes everything gray. The heaviness that makes it difficult to feel gratitude, difficult to remember what joy felt like, difficult to believe that things will ever be different. I am not ashamed to name it. You are not bothered by it, and you are able to do what I cannot do for myself. Reach into that heaviness. Let light in. Not all at once, necessarily, but enough for today. Bring peace into my mind, Lord. The peace that you promised. The kind that passes all understanding. The kind that is not waiting for circumstances to calm down before it arrives. Let that peace come right now. Into the thoughts that race before I have a reason for them to race. Into the fears that loop back around before I have finished addressing them once. Into the mental noise that never fully stops. Quiet it the way you spoke to the wind on the water. Still the storm not outside me but inside. Let there be a hush in my inner life. A real one. The kind that I can feel. The kind that does not depend on the news or the bank account or the status of the relationship or the outcome of the appointment. Let me be at peace today simply because you are God and I am yours. That should be enough. Help it be enough. Give me clarity of mind. I need to think clearly today. There are decisions to make. There are conversations that will require wisdom I do not naturally have. There are problems in front of me that will require creativity and discernment and the ability to see past the surface of things. I am asking for a sharp mind today, not to be impressive, but to be effective. Not to perform well, but to serve well. Give me the thoughts I need at the moment I need them. Give me the words for the conversation I have been dreading. Give me the wisdom for the choice I have been putting off because I did not know which way to go. Give me patience today. With the people in my life who make patience difficult. With the process that is taking longer than I want it to take. With myself, because I am the hardest person for me to be patient with. I expect more from myself than I expect from anyone else. I am harder on myself when I fail than I would ever be on another person in the same situation. Lord, give me grace for myself today, the same grace I extend freely to others. Let me be as kind to myself as you are to me, because the way you see me and the way I see myself are very different things, and today I want to see myself a little more the way you do. I lift my family to you, Father. Every person I love, the ones in this house and the ones scattered across distances, the ones I speak to every week and the ones I have not heard from in longer than I am comfortable admitting, the ones who are thriving and the ones who are struggling, the ones who share my faith and the ones who think I have lost my mind for believing the way I believe. Cover my children. If they are still small, still in the years when they need me for everything, when they reach for my hand automatically, when the world is still mostly safe and contained, protect their innocence. Shield them from what is not age theirs to know yet. Give them childhoods that are genuinely good, not curated for a photograph but actually felt. Let them know they are loved without condition. Let that land in them deep enough to hold them when the world becomes more complicated. If my children are grown, if they are out in the world making their own choices, some of which I watch from a distance with my breath held, I ask you to go where I cannot go. Reach them in ways I cannot reach them. When the conversation is not possible, when the relationship is strained, when they are not taking my calls, you can still reach them. Speak to them through whatever gets through. A song on the radio, a conversation with a friend, a moment of stillness that they did not plan for. Draw them toward the things that are good for them. Move them away from the things that will cost them more than they realize. And hold them in the late hours, in the risky moments, in the ordinary Tuesday afternoon when anything could happen. Hold them. Cover my marriage, if I am married. If what I have with my spouse is strong right now, keep it strong. Do not let us get lazy with each other. Do not let comfort become carelessness. Help us to keep choosing each other. Help us to keep seeing each other. Really seeing. Not just the familiar face across the table, but the full person, with their fears and their hopes, and the things they have not said out loud yet. Help us to be safe for each other. If my marriage is in a hard place right now, if there is distance between us that has been growing for a while, if there are words that have been said that have not been recovered from yet, if we are living in the same house but feeling far apart, do what only you can do. Go to the place in us where the love was first real. Remind us of who we were to each other before the weight of life pressed in. Restore what has been worn away, not to the beginning exactly when we cannot go back, but to something better, something that has been refined rather than returned, something that is stronger for having come through. And if both people are willing, Lord, make it possible. Make it worth the work. Cover my parents if they are still living. As they age, as the years take things that they would never have chosen to give them dignity. Give them health that allows them to still experience joy, still feel useful, still feel that their life is meaningful and not merely an endurance. Give them mental sharpness. Give them peace in the physical changes that come with age. And give me the presence of mind to honor them well in this season, not to treat their needs as an inconvenience, not to be impatient with them the way I would never want someone to be impatient with me. Give me the grace to show up, really show up, for the people who showed up for me when I could not show up for myself. I think about my siblings, my close friends, the people who are woven into my life at a level that means their well-being affects mine, the ones who are going through something right now that I know about, and the ones who are going through something I do not know about. Walk alongside them today. Let them feel less alone in whatever they are carrying. And where I can be a help, where I am meant to be the answer to someone's prayer today, make me aware of it. Do not let me be so focused on my own life that I miss the moment when someone needs exactly what I have to give. Cover the ones in my family who are walking away from faith, the ones who grew up knowing your name and somewhere along the way, through hurt, through disappointment, through questions that did not get good answers, through watching Christians behave in ways that made them want nothing to do with what was being represented, walked out and have not found their way back. I do not pray for them out of fear. I pray for them out of love and out of knowing what it is like to live without you as a conscious companion. I do not want them in that. Chase them with the kind of love that does not feel like pressure. Show them a version of who you are that has nothing to do with the version that disappointed them. Let them encounter you as you actually are, not as you have been misrepresented. And be patient with them in ways that I, with my urgency, sometimes am not. Lord, I want to widen this prayer now, because the people in this room, the people who are here in this prayer, are not alone in the world. And I believe that a prayer prayed here can reach further than the walls of this space. I think about the person who is sitting in a hospital right now. Maybe they are the one in the bed, hooked up to machines, waiting on results, trying to be brave about something that is genuinely frightening. Maybe they are the one in the chair beside the bed, the family member who has not gone home in 3 days because they cannot leave, who is surviving on cafeteria food and fear and love. I ask you to be present in that hospital room in a way that is felt, not just hoped for. Let peace walk in like a presence. Let something settle in the body of the person who is sick that the medicine alone is not providing. And where full healing is what you have in mind, Lord, let it come. Let the numbers improve. Let the scan show something different. Let the doctor come in with news that surprises everyone in the best possible way. I think about the person who received a diagnosis this week that changed the shape of everything. The words from a doctor that no one wants to hear. The moment where the world divided into before and after. They drove home alone, or they drove home with someone who was also afraid, and they sat with news that felt too large for their chest. They are trying to be strong. They are trying to be practical. But underneath all of that, they are terrified. Meet them there, Lord. Not with answers necessarily, not with easy explanations, but with presence. The kind of presence that makes unbearable things survivable. Let them know that this did not surprise you, that you already knew this morning was coming, and you were already at work on what comes next. Let them feel that. Give them a hope that is not naive, a hope that has eyes open and still chooses to trust. I think about the person who is carrying financial pressure so heavy it disrupts their sleep, the bills that are stacked on the kitchen table, the accounts that are overdrawn, the rent that is due before the paycheck comes, the medical bill that arrived and added itself to the pile without asking permission, the person who is trying to feed their family and run out of month before they run out of need. Lord, I ask for provision, real provision, not general encouragement, not a platitude about trusting you. I ask for specific, tangible, material help. Move resources in their direction, open something, release something, create an opportunity where there was not one. Send help from a direction they were not watching. You are the God who provides. That is not poetry. It is your name. And I am calling on that name for someone who needs more than comfort right now. I think about the person who is alone today. Not the comfortable kind of solitude where you enjoy your own company. The kind of alone that presses in. The kind that comes from not being known, from moving through the world without anyone who really tracks your day, who asks how you are doing and means it, who would notice quickly if something was wrong. There are people who are deeply lonely, and no one around them knows because they have learned to perform okay very convincingly. Lord, reach into that loneliness today. Not with a crowd, they do not need a crowd. With one moment, one connection, one thing that happens today that makes them feel that they exist to someone. You see them. Will you make sure they feel it? I think about the caregiver, the person whose whole day is arranged around someone else's needs, the spouse who has become a nurse, the adult child who has become a parent to their own parent, the person who is pouring out constantly and rarely being refilled. They love the person they are caring for. The love is real. But they are also exhausted in a way they feel guilty naming, because naming it feels like a complaint. It is not a complaint. It is the truth. Refill them, Lord. In the margins of their day, in the small moments when they get 5 minutes to themselves, let those 5 minutes count for something. Let them feel seen and held and sustained. Give them strength they did not bring into the day. Give them patience on the days when patience is completely gone, and give them one person, at least one, who notices what they are doing and says so. I think about the one who has been waiting a long time, waiting for a prayer to be answered, waiting for a door to open, waiting for a relationship to come, waiting for a child, waiting for the business to turn a corner, waiting for the addiction to finally break, waiting for the prodigal to come home. They have been waiting so long that the waiting itself has become a kind of grief. They have learned not to talk about it too much because they are tired of the same conversation, tired of people telling them to just keep trusting when they have been trusting for years and years, and the thing has not come. God, do not let them give up today. Not today, not when you are so close. Let something move, let something shift. Let there be a small sign, a word, a moment, a door that opens just a crack, that the answer is still on its way, that the waiting has not been wasted, that you have not forgotten. I think about the person who is on the edge of a decision that will change everything, standing at a crossroads in their career, their relationship, their city, their life. They have prayed about it. They have thought about it. They have asked everyone they trust and gotten different answers from each of them, and they still do not know. Give them clarity, not necessarily a dramatic sign, though you are welcome to do that, but a settled sense in their spirit about which way to go. The deep kind of knowing that is not about logic, but about peace. Let them feel which direction has peace in it, and then give them the courage to move. I want to go back to gratitude for a moment, Lord, because this prayer is about thanking you, and I do not want to race past that. I am grateful for the ways you have protected me from things I do not even know about. The accident that did not happen because I left 5 minutes late. The opportunity that I was disappointed to miss that would have turned out to be the wrong thing. The relationship that ended and that I grieved and that I now can see from where I am standing was not the right place for me. You have been protecting me from things I was angry at you for not giving me, and I have not thanked you for that enough because I did not know about it, but I want to say thank you anyway. For the prayers you answered by saying no, for the doors you closed that looked like loss and were actually grace, for the things you held back when I was reaching for them with both hands. I am grateful for your no's now, in a way I could not have been when they happened. Thank you for the moments of unexpected joy, the ones that arrived without announcement, usually in the middle of an ordinary and difficult week. The grandchild who said something that made me laugh until I cried. The sunrise that stopped me. The song that found me at exactly the right moment. The phone call from someone I had not heard from in too long. The meal that was simple and good. The evening that was peaceful. The moment when I felt, without being able to fully explain it, that things were okay. That I was okay. Those moments are from you. I know they are. And I have not always stopped to say thank you for them. I am saying it now. Thank you for the Bible, for having words. Real, ancient, enduring words that meet me in the situations of my modern life and speak to them directly. When I am afraid, there is a word for that. When I am grieving, there is a word for that. When I feel forgotten, when I feel overwhelmed, when I do not know what to do next, when I am angry at you, when I am full of wonder about you, there is a word for every single one of those moments. That is not nothing. That is an extraordinary gift. A library of truth written across centuries that still speaks today. I am grateful for that. Thank you for the people who prayed for me before I was old enough to pray for myself. The mother or grandmother or aunt who got on her knees and lifted my name to you before I knew what prayer was. The pastor who prayed over a congregation and I was in the room. The stranger who felt led to pray for someone they did not know, and that someone was me. I am standing in the benefit of prayers I did not pray. The covering that was placed over my life by people who loved me or who responded to a nudge from your spirit. I carry that forward. Let the prayers I pray this morning land the same way in the lives of the people who need them. Lord, I want to take a moment to speak about who you are, because sometimes when I am deep in need, I lose sight of who it is I am talking to. You are the God who made everything out of nothing, who spoke light into darkness, who separated the waters from the dry land, who placed the stars in positions so precise that we can use them to navigate, and who knows the name of every single one of them. That is the God I am talking to this morning. Not a distant supervisor, not a force, not an idea. A personal God who makes galaxies and also notices sparrows, who counts hairs and calls stars by name, and knows the thoughts I have not formed into words yet. You are the God who entered history, who did not stay in the distance and watch things go wrong from far away. Who came, who became a human being, not in the comfortable parts of being human, but in the ordinary, inconvenient, difficult, flesh and blood reality of it. Who was born into poverty, who spent his early years as a refugee, who knew what it was to be misunderstood by the people closest to him, who felt hunger and grief and physical pain, who wept at a grave, who prayed in the dark when things were hard. That is the God I am talking to, someone who knows what this is like from the inside. You are the God who does not waste suffering, who takes the worst things, the betrayal, the loss, the injustice, the broken plan, and brings something out of them that would not have been possible without them. I do not understand how you do that. I have watched it happen, and I still cannot fully explain it. But I have seen the person who came out of a terrible season with a depth and a compassion they did not have before it. I have seen the closed door that led to an open field. I have seen the most painful thing become the most useful thing in someone's life. You are a God who redeems, who restores, who takes what the enemy meant for destruction and uses it for something that the enemy never saw coming. I trust you to do that with the painful things in my life, with the hard chapters, with the years that I cannot yet make sense of. You are the God who hears, not who heard, past tense, in a different era, for different people, who hears. Right now, this morning, this specific prayer, from this specific person, in this specific moment. You are not overwhelmed by the volume of prayers being prayed around the world right now. You are not too busy with larger concerns to attend to mine. You hear and you respond, not always in the way I expect, not always in the timing I want, but you respond. You are not a silent God. You have a voice and a will and a care for the details of individual human lives. I believe that. I am leaning on it right now. I want to pray something specific now, Lord, about the way I spend my time and my energy. I spend so much of myself on things that will not matter in a year, let alone in eternity. I spend energy on conflicts that I will not remember. I spend anxiety on outcomes I cannot control. I spend time on things that consume without giving anything back. Redirect me, Lord. Help me to invest in what lasts. Help me to spend myself on what matters, on people, on presence, on love, on faithfulness in the ordinary things that do not feel important, but are building something slowly, day by day. Help me to be present today. Really present. Not looking at my phone while I am in the same room as someone I love. Not thinking about tomorrow while today is happening. Not so caught up in the big picture that I miss the specific, unrepeatable moment in front of me. This morning will not come back. This conversation I am about to have will not come back in exactly this form. This person I am going to sit across from today. I do not know how many more of these moments there are. Help me not waste them by being somewhere else in my head. Help me to be kind, not just in the big, visible ways, in the small ones. The response I give when I am tired, the tone I use when I am annoyed, the way I talk about people when they are not in the room, the patience I extend to the stranger who is moving slowly, who is making the line longer, who is having a day that I know nothing about. Let the kindness I want to receive be the kindness I give. Let it go first. Let it not be conditional. Help me to listen today. Really listen to the people who are talking to me, not just waiting for my turn to speak, not just tracking the surface of what is being said, but listening for what is underneath it, listening for what is not being said, listening the way I want to be listened to, with real attention and the sense that what the other person is saying matters. Give me ears for that today. Help me to be honest about what I can and cannot do, about how I am actually feeling, about what I need, about what is not working and has not been working for a while. I do not have to perform wellness I do not feel. I do not have to say yes to things I should say no to. I do not have to pretend that everything is fine when it is not. Give me the courage to be real today, in the right moments, with the right people. Let my honesty be kind, but let it be honest. I want to declare something now. not because I feel it fully yet, but because I believe it, and faith speaks before it sees. I declare that today is different because I started it here, because I put gratitude first, because I brought my needs to the right source, because I surrendered what I have been carrying alone. The day that is about to unfold is not the same day it would have been without this morning. Something has been established. Something has been covered. Something that was heavy has been placed in better hands, and I am walking out lighter than I walked in. I declare that I am seen by God today, not as a number, not as a case, as a person, known by name, held by intention, loved not in theory, but in practice. In the specifics of my life, in the details of my day, I am not anonymous to heaven. I am not lost in a crowd too large for God to find me in. He knows where I am. He knows what I need. He knows what this day holds before I take a step into it. And He is not neutral about what happens to me. He cares. That changes everything. I declare that my situation is not beyond God's ability. Whatever I am facing, the diagnosis, the debt, the distance in a relationship, the grief, the stalemate, the impossibility of a thing that has not moved in a long time, I declare that it is not too hard for God. Nothing is too hard for God. That is not a bumper sticker. It is a statement of theological fact. The Creator of galaxies is not stumped by my problem. He is not looking at my situation and running out of options. He has options I have not thought of. He has pathways I cannot see from where I am standing, and He is working. I declare peace over my home today. Whatever atmosphere the morning started with, tension or heaviness, or just the dull friction of tired people moving around each other before coffee, I speak peace into it, into the rooms, into the conversations that will happen there, into the relationships that occupy that space. Let it be a place where people feel safe, where the pressure of the outside world gets lighter when the door closes, where love is practiced, not just felt. I declare clarity over every decision I face this week. I do not need to have it all mapped out, but I declare that when I get to the moment of each decision, I will have what I need to make the right one. The wisdom will be available. The information I need will present itself. The peace will be in the right direction. I will not be left without guidance. That is the promise. I am standing on it. I declare that my finances are under God's authority and not under the authority of fear. I will be wise. I will be responsible. I will not be paralyzed. And where I have done what I can do and it is still not enough, God will do what I cannot do. He owns everything. He can move resources. He can create opportunity. He can provide through channels that have not yet opened. I trust that. I declare that this week I will see evidence of it. I declare that God is at work in the situations I cannot see, the answered prayer that has not shown up yet, the situation that has not changed, the person who has not come back, the door that has not opened. I do not need to see the work to declare the work is real. The evidence of my faith is the declaration itself, choosing to trust before I see the outcome. And so I declare it. God is working. He has not stopped. He has not been distracted. He has not moved on. He is still at it. And what He starts, He finishes. Lord, as this prayer comes into its final movements, I want to speak about gratitude one more time, because I do not want it to be something I practiced this morning and forgot by lunch. Gratitude is not a feeling I wait for. It is a discipline I practice until it becomes a way of seeing. The person who is grateful is not the person who has the most. They are the person who has learned to look at what is already there and recognize the hand that placed it. That is what I want to build. That is the life I want. Not a life without need. I am not naive about that. But a life where, even in the need, I can still see the grace that is present alongside it. Help me to practice gratitude in the moments when it is hardest to feel it. In the slow lane behind a driver who is taking their time. In the line that is not moving. In the wait for the result that is taking longer than it should. In the conversation that is more difficult than I prepared for. In the evening when I am tired and the house is messy and everyone needs something. In those moments, that is where the discipline lives. Not in the easy ones. Anyone can be grateful on a good day. It is the ordinary hard day where gratitude becomes an act of worship. Help me to speak gratitude out loud, not just to you in quiet moments, but to the people in my life. The spouse I have not thanked in a while, the friend who shows up consistently and I have taken for granted, the coworker who does good work that I notice but rarely acknowledge, the child who is trying, really trying, in ways I do not always see. Give me specific words for specific people today. Let the gratitude that is in me come out of my mouth and reach the people who need to hear it from me, and help me to receive gratitude when it comes to me. I am not always good at that. I dismiss it sometimes. I minimize what I have done, or I deflect the appreciation back, or I feel uncomfortable under the warmth of someone's genuine thank you. Let me receive it. Let it matter. Let the good things people say to me land, and let me carry them instead of deflecting them. That is also a form of humility. Receiving well. Father, I believe you are going to do something this week that I am not expecting. I do not know what form it will take. I do not know which situation it will show up in. But I believe there is something on its way to me, to someone listening to this prayer right now, that is going to require gratitude on the other side of it. Something that is going to make this morning's prayer feel like it was not an accident, like it was preparation, like you knew what was coming and you wanted me to start the week with a heart that was already open to receiving it. I am declaring that I am ready, not because I have everything together, but because I have been with you this morning, and being with you is the preparation, the strength, the peace, the clarity, the gratitude, the surrender. All of this was preparation. I go into this week not empty, I go full. Full of your word, full of your peace, full of the settled knowledge that I am not navigating this alone. Thank you for this time. Thank you that a God as large as you are made yourself available for a prayer as ordinary as mine, that you did not ask me to qualify myself before approaching, that you did not require me to clean myself up first, or to have my theology perfect, or to arrive without doubt. You just said, come, and I came, and you were here. You are always here. That is perhaps the greatest mercy of all. Not that you show up occasionally, for the big moments, for the crises, but that you are, simply, always, permanently here. In the quiet kitchen, in the hospital room, in the parking lot before the shift, in the long nights, in the ordinary Tuesday when nothing is dramatic and nothing is easy and everything just keeps going. You are here for all of it, every single part. I do not deserve that kind of presence. I know that, but I receive it, and I am grateful for it beyond what I can say. We declare together, because I know someone else is praying this right now, in a different place, in a different circumstance, carrying different things, and we are not alone in this. We declare that we are children of a God who keeps his promises, every one of them, all the way through. We declare that we are not victims of our circumstances, but stewards of our responses to them. We declare that the grace that carried us to this morning is the same grace that will carry us through this day and into tomorrow. We do not generate it. We do not deserve it. We receive it, and we are grateful. We declare that there is goodness in store for us, not just eventually, not just in eternity, though we hold that hope too, but in this life, in this year, in this season that we are in right now. Goodness that is specific and tangible and coming. We declare that we will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. That is the promise. We stand on it together. We declare that our testimonies are not over. The story God is writing in our lives is not finished. The chapter we are in right now, the hard one, the complicated one, the one that does not make sense yet, is not the last chapter. There is more coming. The author is not done. And the best stories always have more movement before the end than the reader expected. We trust the author. We declare that the people we love are going to be okay, not because nothing hard will happen to them, but because the same God who is with us is with them. We declare covering over them. We declare protection. We declare that what was spoken over them in fear has no authority over what God has spoken over them in love. We release them into his hands, again and always. We declare that this day is a good day, not a perfect one, not an easy one, but a good one. Because God is in it, because mercy is in it, because we started it here with our faces toward the source of everything we need, and that means we go forward oriented correctly. We are pointed in the right direction, and that matters more than the weather, more than the circumstances, more than the mood we woke up in. Let me speak a blessing over you now, before you go. May the mercy of God be the first thing you feel when you step out into this day. Not the weight of the world. Mercy first. May the grace that has been spoken over your life in this prayer settle into you, not as a concept, as an experience. May you feel today what it is to be covered by grace, to move through your day knowing that what you fall short of, grace covers. What you cannot carry, grace carries alongside you. That is your reality today. May you feel it. May your body have what it needs. Whatever has been hurting, may it be a quieter day than yesterday. Whatever has been laboring, may it find a little more ease. Whatever has been depleted, may there be restoration in it today. May strength come to you in surprising moments, just when you think you have used the last of it. May your relationships be marked today by the grace you received this morning. May you give it away generously. May you be patient in the places that would normally exhaust your patience, kind in the places where kindness costs you something, present in the moments that will not come again. May the people who love you feel loved by you today. And may the people who are difficult to love feel, through you, that they are not impossible to love. That is a powerful thing. That is a thing that changes people over time. May the prayers you have been praying that feel stuck, may something shift today. Just one thing, just a movement, a sign of life, evidence that the situation is not sealed, that God is still at work, that the answer is on its way, just enough to hold on, enough to, may you end this day more grateful than you started it. May the day, with all its difficulty and surprise and ordinary beauty, add to what you recognized here this morning. May you go to sleep tonight with your hands open, with a sense that you were held through every moment of today, that nothing was too small to be noticed, that nothing was too hard to be handled, that you were not alone for a single second. And may you wake up tomorrow and want to do this again. May this morning be the beginning of a habit that changes the shape of your days. May gratitude become the lens through which you see everything. May it become so natural that you almost forget it is a discipline, because it has become simply the way you live. If this prayer reached something in you this morning, if you felt it, if something shifted, if a word landed in a place that needed it, I want to ask you one simple thing. Share it with someone. Not because the number matters, but because there is a person in your life, you already know who it is, who needs to start their morning this way, who needs to hear that the mercy is new, that the grace is available, that they can put their heavy things down and go into their day held. Send it to them. It takes 10 seconds and it might change their week. And if you want to come back to this space every morning, if this is something you want to make a part of how you begin every day, subscribe. You will not miss anything. Every morning there is a prayer here, and you are always welcome in it. Leave a word in the comments. Just one word. It can be a word about what you are trusting God for today, or a word about how you are feeling, or a prayer request you want to leave here. Those words become part of something. They are read. They are prayed over. And sometimes someone else reads them and finds exactly the company they needed. One last thing before you go. The very last thing. God sees you this morning. Not a version of you. Not the public face or the performance or the person you have carefully constructed for the world to evaluate. The real you. The one that exists in the quiet, honest places. The you that shows up at 2 in the morning when everything is stripped down to what is actually true. That is the one God sees. And He is not looking away. He is not making a list of reasons to be disappointed. He is not adding this morning to a running tally of your shortcomings. He sees you and He is glad you are here. He sees you and He calls you worthy of His time, His attention, His mercy, His grace. He sees you and He says, "Today is not too late. Today, something can still be good. Today, I am still able. Today, I am still here. And I am going to be with you today in the way that I am always with you. Present in the details, attentive to the needs, faithful to the promises I made before you were born. You are going to be okay. Not because everything around you is okay, but because the one who holds you is. And on the days when that is the only thing you can hold on to, it is enough. Today, it is enough. Go now and be blessed.